Welcome to Organic 2, Summer 1, Summer 2021. I'm Dr. Lindsay Jones. I am your professor for this summer session. I wanted to make a quick video welcoming you to class and pointing out some of the most important things I want you to look at today, getting started. So I have my eCampus page opened up here as looking at it as a student, and I want to walk you through a couple of things. It will be your job today to read over all of the important syllabus and orientation materials, but I do want to highlight a few things. So I don't really use this news section except to welcome. I want to point out this note. I will be sending you daily emails. I'm sending you one this morning at 8 a.m. So Monday through Friday, you should expect a morning email from me. In it, you will have expectations for the day, due dates. All of these things can be found within the syllabus, but I will break them down day by day, as well as any news, notes, announcements, corrections. It is important that you check your email every day. If the email I have for you is not your preferred email, please send me an email ASAP and I will update that. I want to be able to communicate with you, so please go ahead and send me that email that works best for you, and I'll add it to my list. If you did not get an email today, definitely reach out to me. My email is found later in this little presentation. So let's just scrolling through this news item, just going over equipment you will need for an online course, a few links if you need them, and then my contact information. The two best ways to get a hold of me outside of office hours would be this email, lindsay.jones@blinn.edu. My email is always open. If you emailed me before the summer session started and I was slow to respond, or perhaps I missed your email, that is vacation, Dr. Jones. She is gone now. I will have my email open every day, multiple times a day. I will be checking it. So please feel free to email me. I also have started a GroupMe. This is great for quick messages. So those are the two best ways to contact me. I'm going to move over to the content section. You're going to spend a lot of time here. There is a module called Welcome. Start here. So this is probably a good place to start. I have a little bit of introductory information. I have it written out, but I want to tell you this. I want you to hear my voice when I say this. Organic chemistry in the summer is a big time commitment. You guys have all taken Organic Chemistry 1, so this is not new. But I like to tell people that I'm their significant other when they start a summer course with me for the next month. If you want to do well in this course, you've got to commit today. This is going to be a time commitment, and I am here to help you through it. But there's no time to get behind in the summer. I want to mention the eCampus orientation that you see here in the middle of the page. That is not required. If you have already used eCampus before, you feel comfortable navigating through it, you feel comfortable with drop boxes in the gradebook, you do not need to do that. If you, however, are new to Blinn, you're new to eCampus, and this website isn't intuitive for you, you can absolutely go through that student orientation course today. It's there to help you. Again, you do not have to do it for me. You have a little bit of detail here, and you should read through all of this about how the course is broken up on eCampus, the different folders that you are going to be accessing. We'll look through them together here in a moment. The way your homework is going to be handled through Sapling. That's something you need to purchase and get set up today. Your first homeworks will be due on Monday next week. We'll talk about labs and exams as we move through it, but your exams will be proctored from HonorLock. There's a link here to a video. There's also a module dedicated to HonorLock. If you have not used it before, I highly recommend you watch that video. Communicating with me. I've already mentioned the email. Here is the GroupMe link. A bunch of you have already added yourselves to the group. That is great. I highly recommend getting into the GroupMe. And if you don't like you can turn notifications off. At the very least, if you don't want to be in the group, join it so you can get my contact, so you can message me directly. This is a great way because it acts like a text message. This is a great way to quickly set up appointments or to ask very quick questions. It is text messaging, so please don't ask me something that might require a paragraph. That would be great for email, but GroupMe is great for quick questions. Office hours. I really encourage you guys to come to office hours as you need them. I will be holding an hour Monday through Thursday. Monday and Wednesday will be in the afternoons, 2 to 3. Tuesday and Thursdays will be in the mornings from 11 to 12. If you are watching this video Monday before 2, swing by office hours today. If it's too late, come by tomorrow morning. Say hi. You don't have to turn your camera on. You don't even have to say hi. You can just come and listen. Some people during the semester would come sit in office hours and do homework just because I'm sitting there. So you don't have to have a question to come sit in the office hours. You can just turn your camera on and work on things and ask questions as they come up. Sometimes listening to other people ask questions is also helpful. I set up these office hours because these are the times I promise you I will be sitting at my computer looking at the screen ready to answer questions. It is by no means the only times I have available. If those times don't work for you, stay in touch with me. I am happy to shoot you a Zoom link for groups, one-on-one, whatever is needed, and we can talk OChem. It's my favorite thing to talk about. I have times on Fridays. I'm not opposed to the occasional weekend meeting. You just need to let me know what you need. In my syllabus, there is a phone number. I do not recommend calling that because it's in my office, and I am not in my office this summer. Netiquette, the only thing that I would mention here, if you're ever in a Zoom with me and you turn your camera on, please be dressed appropriately. Attendance and participation, you can go through that on your own. Grading, the breakdown, you should read through that in detail. There is a syllabus quiz due today, and there are questions about grading. A lot of this is just typical syllabus day things. It is important that you recognize you signed up for an online class, you signed up for a summer class, you signed up for a rigorous summer class. So there are things that you need to take responsibility for. One of those is making sure your technology is working and up to date. You have different tutorials and links here. Anything that you might need from Blinn is here for you to go over. Here we go. There's all the extra information on HonorLock. You do want to make sure you have the Chrome browser. We will be using this for exams. You want to make sure to run this system check. Make sure you have everything you need before you start an exam. The resources for student technology, this is if you're having issues with eCampus, the technology, etc. There's a bunch of links and tutorials here for you. What I would recommend, I'll point out here, if you don't have the Office suite, you have a free version available to you. So you can always grab that. As far as online tutoring, I don't believe that Blinn has much in the way of organic tutoring. I'm here for you. Come see me. We will be using Zoom for office hours and appointments. If you have any issues or questions about Zoom, you have everything you could want to know here. If you have any Accessibility or disability issues, just make sure, and you have accommodations that need to be met, make sure you provide me with the proper forms. Other than that, it's pretty easy for me to handle. So you're going to read through all of this today. Oh, so much fun. Okay. And so you have your course policies that I think we've already scanned through all of these, Zoom, accessibility. So then once we get out of this welcome here module, we're going to go down to syllabus and schedule. You have a link to our syllabus. You have a link to the schedule. The schedule is in the syllabus, but if you just want something to print out to keep track day to day what is due, this schedule is what you want. We have in red the different videos that you would be asked to watch each day. I have it broken down by day into 2 sections. That's because some days we will have a lab. You have then off to the right what is due that day. So today the syllabus quiz is due. Everything that is due at 11:59 on the due date. Now, I do have a couple of exceptions. For instance, at the end of week 2, you have a lab report due, and then there's a chapter 18 quiz. That's actually, I'm going to move that due date back to Sunday night, just to give you some extra time with chapter 18. At the end of week 3, you see the same thing, a due date that's pushed back to the Sunday night, just to give you a little bit of extra time. And then again at the end of week 4. Now, I've pushed that to Monday night, simply because the 4th is a holiday. Monday is technically a holiday. I don't like to set things due on holidays, but if I don't set it due on the 5th, I have to set it due on the 2nd. So if you are going to be busy on that holiday, get it done early. And then you'll start to notice things build up towards the end, right? So you want to stay diligent. There's a few things I want to point out in here. Every lab, you see it kind of highlighted in gray, you will have 2 to 3 to 4 days to turn them in. I hope that does not encourage you to put things off. It will build up quickly. If the Grignard reaction is listed for Tuesday, you should be watching the video, attempting the quiz, starting the lab report. You have time to work through it, but if you put it off until Friday, you are already going to be behind, right? So you want to work on it early, so if you have questions before it's due, you can come talk to me. Okay, so we'll go back to syllabus and schedule over here. You can get to the whole syllabus. This you need to open up and look at while you're doing your syllabus quiz. Your syllabus quiz will not be timed, but it will be due at 11:59. And so just keep that in mind. A lot of the answers will be found in the welcome here and the syllabus. That's what you need for today's quiz. If you come over here to office hours, / we could call it study hour, you have a link to the Monday, Wednesday sessions. So you can join that Zoom link. You also have numbers if you need to call in. There's the Tuesday, Thursday link. Online homework. You have some instructions on how to get that set up. Now, as of 1 o'clock in the morning today, my sapling is still dark for me. Please watch the group me and the email as soon as it is available. Hopefully by 8 a.m. I will have that ready for you. But go ahead and get that set up as soon as we possibly can. It should open up for me Monday morning. And then as soon as I can get access to it, I will open up chapter 14, 15, and 16 for you. 14 and 15 will be due next Monday. So as soon as you can get that set up, right, the better. You will also have laboratories. For instance, your first lab is already in here. Each lab will have its own folder. So the Grignard, most of this will open up on Tuesday. But I've got the video and the data for you. Now, I will not be including the lab manual PDF after this first lab. I am doing that in case there is any hiccups getting your lab manual. You need to purchase your lab manual through the bookstore ASAP if you have not done it already. You can purchase it through the bookstore or online, or I believe you could go up to the Bryan bookstore and purchase an access code. Oftentimes it goes to your spam folder if you buy it online, so you need to vigilantly look through all of the various spam folders once you buy it. It will come quickly, and if you have any trouble at all, you need to contact the bookstore as soon as you can. Because I must repeat this, will not include that PDF from the lab manual for any labs beyond this first one. There will be a quiz and a lab report. Both of those will be due on the same day. The quiz will be handled through eCampus, just like chapter quizzes. And the lab report is a Word document. You can print it out, or you can just use scratch paper to answer the questions. But you will upload that on the due date into a Dropbox. So the Grignard Lab Report Dropbox is already here. It'll open up on Tuesday. It will stay open until the due date. And this is the only thing that you can turn in late. You will lose 3 points per day. So if it's due on the 11th, if you turn it in on the 12th, the most you could get would be 12 out of 15 points, right? And then each day you would lose 3 points until you run out of points. The quiz is worth 10 points. The lab report is worth 15. Together, each lab is worth 25. Let me go back to content. The other very important part is the unit folder. So there will be 4 unit folders. Right now, we just have unit 1. So that's all you need. You have the PowerPoints for the 3 chapters we'll be covering in unit 1. There will be lectures. Now, every lecture for unit 1 will be in this next folder. Right now, all you see are the Organic 1 review and chapter 14, part 1. That's what's on the schedule for today. I will be putting the lecture videos in early, but a lot of them were recorded previously, and I'm double checking the audio, double checking that the links work, and then I will work on uploading those later today. Just a side note, some of these things were recorded last summer at the beginning of me learning how to record things. So if I'm a little bit stunted or I say, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm new. I was new, I'm sorry. But everything should be there. So I will try to put things in early, but at the very least, I promise lectures, labs, quizzes, etc. will be up around midnight the day that it is on the schedule. So it will never be up. I will do my absolute best to make sure it's always up by the day it's on the schedule, if not earlier, if you want to get ahead. There will also be an extra practice materials folder. Now, for Unit 1, this folder's huge. I have some links here if you want to brush up on nomenclature. The Tiger website has a lot of practice problems and solutions. These next 2 are very specific to chapter 14 and 15, some Econ Academy video on chapter 15, and then a ton of practice. Now, let me talk about this just for a moment. There is a folder here for Organic 1 review materials. You are supposed to watch an Organic 1 review video today. It's very short. I don't spend a lot of time reteaching Organic 1. I try to point out the things that are most important for me. And you will have a quiz tomorrow over Organic 1 reactions. I don't ask you about mechanisms. I don't do anything terribly tricky, but you should be able to predict products or reagents for some of your most basic Organic 1 reactions. If you see old homework sets, this is from years ago when I did paper homework. It's just extra practice problems. Spectra practice, the old exams, these are really going to be helpful once you've gone through chapter 14 and at least some of 15. Towards the end of this week, I will recommend watching the videos working through IR and NMR problems. I will be constantly adding to this as I come across materials that I think will be helpful, or as I make videos working problems. Throughout this summer, I would like to provide as much practice as possible. And then finally, quizzes and exams. Now this week, you're going to have 4 quizzes. You have quiz, I don't know why I called it quiz number 1 here, but it's the syllabus quiz. Tomorrow will be the Organic 1 quiz. You will also have a Chapter 14 quiz and a Chapter 15 quiz this week. Every day you are going to turn something in, whether it is a quiz or a lab, homework, an exam, or some combination. That is how you get your attendance. If you miss 2 days, so you go 2 days without turning anything in, I will report that and you will get an email. If you miss 4 days of turning things in and you have not communicated with me about extenuating circumstances, you could be administratively dropped. So please keep that in mind. Logging in, watching videos, that does not count as attendance. Turning things in is how I will be keeping your attendance. So quizzes and exams, very important to keep track of, right? It's going to close at 11:59. That is always the due date. 11:59 Central Standard Time if you happen to be outside our time zone. All right, so those things will be updated as we go. Unit 2 will open up next week. Unit 3 the week after that. I will try to put lectures up early so that as you have time, if you would like to get a little bit ahead with lecture, you can do so. My recommendation to you is watch the videos the day that I assign them. Write down questions. If you have a question within the lecture, write down a timestamp for me. Send me an email. Come to office hours. Get those questions answered. We move very quickly in the summer. We're going to do Chapter 14 today and tomorrow. We're going to start 15 tomorrow and finish it on Wednesday. We're going Wednesday or Thursday. We're going to start Chapter 16 this week. And then your exam next Monday will cover Organic 1 review, Chapter 14, 15, and the first 2 parts of 16. So we move very quickly. It's important that you don't get behind, right? So ask questions often. I'm not going to go through the whole syllabus with you. You do need to read through this yourself. But you, okay. Apparently I'm not going to go through it with you because it doesn't want, oh, there we go. Okay, sorry. You have my contact information. You have everything you need here. Materials. I did want to, I'm glad we're stopping here for just a second. You do not have to buy the textbook. I will not give graded material from the textbook. I do think it's a great textbook. It is what I teach from. It is what I reference. It is where our PowerPoints come from. And in general, Wiley is a great book. But you don't have to buy it. If you have a different organic textbook, that will be fine. You do have to get the lab manual. You need to get that immediately. You do have to get the homework. I suggest getting that immediately. And it's an online course. You have to have a computer and a webcam. You have the grade breakdown here. If you want an A, 900 points gets you an A. It's very black and white. Emails, telling me how, I ruined your life is not the way to do it, right? It's really easy. This is 1,000 points. Get 900 of them, you got an A. There will be 1 extra credit synthesis lab given during week 4. Keep your eyes and ears open for that. But in general, don't ask me for extra credit if you're not doing the regular credit. You will have 3 regular exams. The way the schedules broken out. Unit 4 will not have its own exam. It will be on the final. So the final exam will be comprehensive, but there will be a little bit of Unit 4 will take a larger role. You will have 9 labs. I'll take the best 8. You will have 11 quizzes. I'll take the best 7. You will have 9 homeworks. Each one will be worth 15 points. I'll take the best 8. All right, so there is room here. There is wiggle room here, but it is still a lot of work. So we must keep up. You need to read through the policies. You need to read through all of my expectations and answer questions in your quiz. There are tips on how to succeed. And then again, we see the schedule. Please take the time to go through all of this today and ask questions. Come to office hours today. If anything is unclear, I'm here for you. And plus, I'd like to see some faces this summer. Fully online is weird. Okay, I think I'm going to stop. I look forward to meeting you. And after you watch this video, go ahead and either do the syllabus quiz or you can hop into your Organic 1 review video.